Lions, the most loved and hated animal in Animalia. This time I've embarked on a journey to be the underdog, to try and see if I could survive solo. Throughout this video there will be a lot of emotions, near-death experience, rule breaks, and almost a friendship. So without further ado, let's just jump straight into the video. We start our little story pretty normal, roaming through the savannah in search of something to hunt. Today we had a full server, which means lion prides will be all around the map and we have to be very careful not to get ambushed. I spotted a adult crocodile, and next to him, resting inside of the water, was a sub crocodile. A perfect meal to start our day. I waited for the crocodile to come out of the water so I could ambush. Sadly, this was not our time to have some crocodile meal. So it was time for us to go deeper into the oasis. We had a lot of options, but not suitable for a solo lion like myself. But luck has it, there were two leopards unaware that they were about to get attacked. In the middle of the pursuit, a random lioness got hit and the leopards were able to climb a tree. But because I have a lot of experience dealing with leopards, I waited for a few minutes and lo and behold, one of them fell to the ground. I waited for another opportunity, but unfortunately, this time he didn't fall. Unbeknownst to me, there was a pride waiting for the fight to end. This group belongs to the lioness that we have previously hit. When we are in this situation where we get pursued by lions, the best thing to do is avoid the males and try to use the tall bushes as camouflage, because people can get easily deceived. But we should not get our hopes up, because when it comes to pursuit, lionesses are the top dogs, and that's where you want to take advantage, because in a 1v1, a lion versus a lioness, we have a higher chance of succeeding, but we have to be careful not to let the males get near. Because we were fighting against time, I decided to run into the tall grass and try to camouflage. Everything was going great until they started to jump in combat. Now, let me clarify something for those of you who don't play Animalia. Recently, a lot of people have developed this habit of sprinting and jumping. This is a way to kind of get to places pretty fast and it won't use a lot of stamina. And in this case, these players were using that exploit. And I confirmed to one of the staffs of the server, and this was a rule break. It's something I don't like seeing, but unfortunately a lot of people are using it. And you will see how effective it is to travel. And I call this the bunny hop method. A tip that I give to the solo players like myself: never use your full sprint, because that will blow your cover and you will use all your stamina pretty quick. I tried my very best to lose track, but these lionesses were quite persistent and my stamina was going down pretty quick. If I was discovered, this would be the end of our story. So I decided to play it safe and head all the way east, because there I would find a lot of healing plants and hope that there was no pride waiting for us. After healing and resting, it was time for us to search some food and water. I came by the nearest place that I knew and came across a solo adult lion. I announced myself in case of a fight, but this lion seemed different. He was tree calling, but at the same time, he was avoiding a fight. He seemed clueless, almost like he was a newer player. So I was debating if I should fight him for the spot or even kill him, because you will never know if he's calling his pride or if he's just learning the game. And you could tell by his behavior that something was up. He was either having internet problems, maybe he was talking to somebody at home, or he was pretty new to the game and didn't really know how to play. I even opened up the chat to see if he was trying to type to me, explaining something. Because he was not a threat, I decided to leave him alone and just eat and get out of there. I even came across another lion that was about to attack. He eventually ran away and I found something bigger, more worth to track down and kill. Two rhinos, one elder and one subadult, perfect for a solo lion like myself. Because for those of you who don't know, fighting rhinos is a specialty of mine. So with that, it was time for me to prepare an ambush and wait the perfect time to engage. Our cover was blown. The adult was full aware of our intentions, and so it was time for us to strike. A big mistake from the mother to leave its sub-child alone. Although we have won the battle, the war was far from over. It was time for us to deal with a rampaging elder rhino. Although we dodged some attacks, we could not outrun the rhino and his damage. And with that, we have died to yet another Arbid. I do read your comments. For those of you who say, Kato, you need to report them. Well, this time I did, because it was not the first time that today I got Arbid. So that you guys can have a little bit of a understanding, I got Arbid probably 6 times this day, while I was trying to record a few times. But that aside, this time I was playing hide and seek with a baby wildebeest. And leave down in the comments below, where was the baby wildebeest hiding? Because I do want to know if you guys have a keen eye to spot stuff. It was time for us to search something to enjoy. Because after all, getting Arbid is not really a pleasant feeling. Especially if you're playing for almost 5 hours straight. I spotted 2 giraffes. One probably almost elder and the other one a little bit smaller. Probably adult, that it would be an ideal fight, but not the best. But to not give my attention away, I try to play the unaware game. And then I decided to attack. This fight, compared to the rhino, is pretty different. We are against 2 adult giraffes, which they can do pretty good damage. Our plan when we fight a giraffe is to avoid the back kicks, because those are the ones that hurt the most. So we have to try and go for the front side. Although the terrain seemed to be difficult, it was giving us an advantage, because one small step from the giraffe and they would take a lot of fall damage. We were in a bad situation because that elder giraffe could easily trample us and kill us to death. Luckily, we were able to deal a good amount of damage and bleed, and so they had to retreat to safety, giving me time to regen my stamina. For now, we're trying to pursue and preserve a little bit of our stamina. I was trying to show that I was still able to fight, although I only had 40% of HP. I decided to use the edge of these rocks in hopes of baiting the mother to fall down and I could have finally a easy 1v1. But they were playing very defensively, and because we were almost out of stamina, we weren't able to catch them. I tried to search in hopes of finding them resting, but I don't really want to risk getting killed because of my stamina and my health. So I decided to roam all the way southeast in search of healing plants. It was a risky move, but it was my best shot to survive. Arriving at the healing plant's place, I was delighted to see that there were still some healing plants up, but I soon came across the lions that were guarding this side of the map. Unfortunately, when you're eating a healing plant as a lion, you are unable to move for 2 seconds, making you vulnerable to attacks. But because this lion had a good heart of letting me have a 2-minute head start, it was time for us to use our diversion tactic. We were able to lose the male, and now we had the female chasing after us. And this was precisely what I wanted, because like I said earlier, in a 1v1, a male has the upper hand. Eventually, we end up losing them, giving us a chance to heal properly and rest for a little bit. This goes to show that having a little bit of map knowledge can really save your life. And of course, avoiding open areas can help your survivability by a lot. Once the sun was up, it was time for us to search something to drink and to eat. But unfortunately, we came head to head with the same lion group. This time it was not only a lion and a female. This time it was a actual pride. We had to be very quick. We had to use the hit and run tactic because 2 male lions is too much for us to handle alone. We were finally able to run away. I tried to see if there was any healing plants up, but sadly there were none. I spotted the previous giraffe that we have fought, but because I was pretty low HP and almost running out of stamina, I decided to play it safe and search some healing plants elsewhere. After healing to full HP, I decided to go back to where the giraffes were, but unfortunately they were already gone. So I decided to drink and eat the spawned zebra carcass and make my way all the way to the west. I even came across the previous pride that almost killed us, and probably the rhino that RB'd us. Eventually coming across the same giraffes that we fought. At first, I only thought that it was one giraffe, but I soon spotted another one, resting AFK in the middle of the bushes. For some, this might seem unfair, but for others, it's normal. But I could not let this chance pass by. Would you avoid and let that giraffe live? Or would you attack and eat it? I do want to know your opinion in the comments below. I was attacking randomly, not using my brain, so I decided to do a more slow approach and let the bleed do effect and try to break the vision from the giraffe. It became a game of chess. One wrong move from both of us would cost our lives. And because none of us were backing down, there could only be one winner. It was a long and tedious battle, but at the end, there could only be one winner. Although not the most exciting fight, I did really enjoy. So with this, I would say GG for the friend that was protecting, and a GG for the one that was AFK. There are people who will protect their friends until the end, and there are people who will abandon. Which one are you? Having somebody to watch your back is something that I do respect a lot in this animal survival game. Usually playing solo, it is a pretty different story. You only have yourself, and that's it. Another solo lion, just like me. By the scars, he was probably attacked by a random lion or even a pride. We could finish him off right here, end his story, end his life. But I decided to unite forces and maybe experience the same thing as that giraffe. Have somebody that I could proudly say that he's my brother. Somebody that has my back and I have his back. But this was only a dream. He was still an adult, but enough to take on an elder male lion. But experience is what gave this fight all away. He was using the left attack, which is one of the most weak attack for the lion. So to have the upper hand against the lion, I decided to exhaust him, and if lucky, end the fight. He was getting tired, almost out of stamina. He was either trying to preserve it or he was at his limit, and we were almost dead. 1 or 2 hits and that would be the end of our story. But unfortunately for us, Our brother had abandoned us. So I had no choice but to lead that lion away from him and hope that I would be able to either kill him or outrun him. We were at death's door. At any time, we were about to die. But sadly, we got stuck into a tree. Not the ideal way to die, but GG. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed this Animalia survival video. Hit that like if you guys enjoyed the video, a comment for the YouTube algorithm, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.